Have you ever felt like you're just stuck? Like you're standing still, watching everyone else get their breakthrough, their promotion, their miracle? Well, today we're diving into a powerful framework that asks a really interesting question. What if that delay isn't a setback at all? What if it's actually a setup for something bigger?
Yeah, this one hits home, doesn't it? It's that raw, honest question we've all asked at some point. That feeling that you're being overlooked or forgotten. This is the very heart of what we're talking about today. So let's get into the first big idea. So the first major concept we're going to unpack is all about reframing time itself. The idea here is that what feels like a long, frustrating wait to us is actually a period of active, intentional preparation from a much higher perspective. Okay, look at this. It's like two completely different realities. On the left, that's what we feel, right? Life is on pause, we're getting nowhere, heaven feels silent. But then you look at the right column, and from God's view, he's actually setting a stage. He's positioning you like a piece on a chessboard, and he's orchestrating things behind the scenes. The whole point is that the delay has a purpose you just can't see yet. So how do you make that mental leap from one column to the other? Well, our source gives us this core declaration. This is something to hold on to actually say out loud when you're feeling that uncertainty. It's a powerful reminder that there is unseen work happening for your good. And get this, the crucial point isn't about moving faster, it's about getting into alignment. The thinking here is that God's timing isn't slow, it's strategic. See, the goal isn't just to rush to the next thing, but to show up perfectly prepared and positioned for it. Okay, so if we're on board with this idea of divine timing, what are we supposed to do while we wait? That brings us to our next section, the blueprint for breakthrough. This is where we get into some really specific, actionable principles. First up, let's talk about those moments of spiritual quietness. You know, when you're not really feeling it, the idea here is that if your faith only works when you have an emotional high, it's not really faith, it's just a feeling. These quiet seasons are meant to build a deeper kind of faith, one that's based on conviction, not just emotion. And this blueprint doesn't just stay in the clouds, it gets super practical, especially with finances. It lays out this 7-step process. You've got everything from wise management and discipline to actively refusing fear. The core idea is that real financial freedom isn't just about getting more money, it starts with mastering what you already have. And this right here, this is the mindset shift in a nutshell. It's about stop seeing yourself as a slave to debt and bills and start seeing yourself as a steward, a manager of God's resources. It's designed to break that emotional grip that money stress can have on your life. Now, this breakthrough we're talking about isn't just financial. It's also about a deep, profound healing. And it starts right here, in the mind, tackling all the anxiety, the old thought patterns, and the hidden stuff that holds us back. And from the mind, that healing moves even deeper, into the heart. This is about mending those emotional wounds, you know? The quiet griefs, the broken relationships, the things we often just try to smile through. And finally, it all culminates with healing in the soul. This is about a complete holistic restoration, a deep repair of who you are at your very core. And the teaching on healing really lands on this powerful verse. Now pay close attention to the tense. It doesn't say I was or I will be, it says I am. The source presents this as a current, active reality. It's an identity, not just a one-time action. So this all sounds great, but how do you actually participate in it? How do you grab the steering wheel of your own thoughts? Well, our source introduces this incredible technique called the 60-second mindset shift. The core principle is actually pretty simple, but wow, is it a game changer. The idea is that you have the authority to speak to your own soul and change your inner atmosphere. It points to King David in the Psalms, who literally looked at his own downcast soul and commanded it to hope in God. You don't have to wait for a feeling to change. You can lead the way with your word. So what does that actually sound like in practice? Here's a perfect example. Notice you're not denying reality. You're redefining it. You're telling your fear what it's going to become. You're telling your weakness what its new job is. This isn't denial, it's declaration. And speaking of fear, let's look at this for a second, because this completely flips the script. We're taught to see fear as a stop sign, right? But what if fear is actually an indicator? The source argues that fear is a liar, and it often shows up right when something big is about to change. In fact, the greatest fear often hits you when you're closest to your breakthrough. So when that fear shows up at your door, what do? You answer it with this. This is a definitive statement of authority. It's a tool to remind yourself that courage isn't something you have to find out there somewhere. It's an internal resource that's already been given to you.
All right, this all brings us to the grand finale. The whole point of the waiting, the preparation, and the mindset shifts. It's the promise of release. What is the ultimate outcome of all this?
So let's be real. What if you look at your life right now and it's not good yet? What if that healing process we were just talking about is still in process? What if it still hurts?
And what if that problem, that struggle, that thing you've been fighting is still staring you right in the face?
And here is the answer. It's so simple and yet so profound. If the story isn't good, it just means the author is still writing. The end of your story, the final chapter, is meant to be good. So if you're not there yet, it just means it's not the end.
And so we land on this. This is the final declaration that ties it all together. It's a powerful shift from asking, when is it my season, to declaring, this is my season. It's a statement of active faith, believing that the release you've been waiting for is happening now. So I'll leave you with this thought. What in your life right now might not be a pause, but a preparation for your release?